with many signifying the U.S. United States. Happen.
5, 4, 3.
We have stage 2 engine ignition. 1 minute 25 seconds. Engine pressure hold. And we have Harry Reynolds 236 291 4229.
The Red Market is known Mars over. Even an upper child, not tall enough to look over the railings down to the world below, hasn't heard of the famous cluster of open-air shops. A caretaker might tell stories of the market. You can buy anything there, but an impressionable youngster would never truly know what that could possibly include. It's not to say that one can purchase literally anything in the market itself, a kidney for example. One could find a vendor in the Red Market, exchange credits in the Red Market, but a short walk to the Jacobi Medical Center might be required to actually receive the product. The Red Market stands alone as the premier shopping destination for the lower class of Harmony Station. In a single trip, one could feed their family, buy a Mark 9 walk-talk, pay off their debts, and catch a cable car to the other side of the city. It's a melting pot of cultures, which means one must be careful to visit the right shops. Tribes of warring gangs rule the lower parts of the city, and many have operations in the market. The Juzai Gao, whose headquarters overlook the shops, make up a disproportionate number of the stalls in the market. This is largely due to the gang's role as the premier smugglers in the colony, with operations in as many as 6 different domes and dozens of outposts. In addition to their building having a close-up view of the crates entering and exiting the city, the Juzai Gao also have complete control over the tunnel entrance in the Red Sands district, which allows them to intercept incoming and outgoing crates. Many of their shops in the market, while selling legitimate goods like toiletries, clothing, and electronics, also offer prime real estate for the gang to peddle illegally imported products in the back of the stalls. For the Juzai Gao, this means mainly the synthetic drug oxygentamphetamin, which is manufactured in quote-unquote scientific outposts along major hyperloop and underground conveyor routes across Mars. The drug is an upper in low doses, increasing your ability to work or exercise by allowing for greater oxygen intake, and in large quantities gives you a strong high. Because it's known to give users panic attacks, many pair the drug with tank scum, a downer produced by the Scummers, a faction of well-paid guardsmen at the algae tanks, who happen to be one of the few gangs in the city who don't peddle in the Red Market. One of the daily rituals at the market is the arrival of the SLS, or Steiner Laval Security. Each day, the private security firm does rounds, confiscating a 10-kilo order of oxygentamphetamin, known as OXY, from the Juzai Gao, in exchange for 400,000 credits. This order is destined for Club 09, which overlooks the market, and the security firm is often met by protesters, concerned citizens who have seen too many of their friends and family senselessly killed during routine stops and border crossings. Fortunately, the firm doesn't stay long, allowing the market to operate mainly unchecked. This is especially fortunate for the Polinario gang and their Pamalahang Bayan wet market, which sells illicit GMOs and would face much steeper penalties than any drug peddlers. While cooking at home is considered a lower-level luxury, stall owners from around the city line up at the market to purchase cost-saving illicit ingredients for their food stalls, including produce, grains, and lab meat grown by the Apollinario deep below the lower-level islands. One can find dozens of restaurants that serve illicit GMO food just beyond the wet market at the Chintai Arcade. The dual shopping strips, which mark the far end of the Red Market, offer up an assortment of oddball eateries and niche shops, including the bag-grown tuna sushi bar, the 1980s to 2030s vintage electronics shop, and the only seller of pots and vases in the entire colony. On the far side of the market, closest to the Jacobi Medical Center, is a small gathering area. A few rings of benches surrounding a fire pit and a small stage. Often, street performers, motivational speakers, or magicians perform here, and a schedule of the upcoming week's acts is always posted on the bulletin board at the bottom of the cable car hub stairs. Up the stairs is the largest cable car station in the city. 10 platforms line the inside of the tower, and a complicated system of moving parts at the center allow any cable car entering the hub to exit in any other direction. Because the station sits in one of the most lawless parts of the city, the SLS refuses to guard it, making the inbound platforms one of the most popular places in the city for muggings and spray painting of cable cars. On the roof of the cable car hub sits one of the few helipads in the lower parts of the city. Rarely used, this pad was built with the intention of having a central point where detained criminals could be transported by heli directly to the prison. Now, the helipad is mainly used to bribe SLS contractors into transporting contraband to and from the prison, or when a gang pays for a member's early release. The station also serves as a central utilities hub, containing water, electric, and data meters for nearly half the city. This process of distributing and charging for utilities is subcontracted out by Walk Industries to the Gacken family, which also runs the city's second largest elementary and middle school across the street, known as the Gacken Room Learning Center. While the Gacken Room boasts some of the most successful technicians and engineers as alumni, with the highest rate of admissions to the Mars Institute of Technology of all lower-level educational businesses on the planet, the Gacken family is most commonly known for their prostitute business and ownership of the Red Sands District's famous Joni Pony Boardwalk. While the Red Market might seem riddled with crime, for most it's a place of joy and excitement, a place where a child probably purchased their first piece of candy, or an elderly woman went to buy data credits to call their grandchildren. It's a place known Mars over for its extreme variety of wares, everything from genuine Alaskan clone king crab to Persian rugs, where patrons of Club 09 know the purest OXY comes from, and where the wives of inmates know to wait for a letter from their soulmate each time a helicopter arrives. The Red Market is a cultural landmark of Harmony Station, so famous, even children up above know its name. Cities Skylines Mars tells the story of greed, lies, and broken dreams on the surface of the Red Planet. Each Mars episode, a new part of the colony gets built, but in this video, instead we explore the city's famous Red Market. If you'd like to see another area in the city explored in detail, make sure to let me know in the comments. The comment with the most likes might just get a video looking in depth at the area's contents and history. If you like this video and want to support the creation of more like it, consider becoming a patron. Patrons have allowed me to make these videos better than they could have ever otherwise been, giving me the opportunity to commission custom assets, license great music, pay for cool graphics like the one you're seeing on screen now, and most importantly, spend more time making these videos. I want to thank my patrons, as well as the Cities Skylines asset creators and modders who make this game what it is, and you for watching this video. I'll see you all next time on Mars.